Hi everyone, my name is Candace and this is Flosstube number 3. So today we have MAYnia. MAYnia has started and it's been 9 days since I recorded last. So I have a full week of MAYnia in since it started last Friday. And I also had a few things that I worked on since my last video. So I want to say thank you to everyone who commented, asked questions, gave me shout outs. I know I had Susan commented on one of my videos that Becca from Sambry Stitches gave me a shout out. That's super exciting. I'm just excited that anybody's watching at this point. Some other people, I've watched a lot of Flosstube this week, and I've done a lot of stitching this week. I did discover Shiloh. She is in Nova Scotia, and she is X-Stitch MD, so check her out. She's got 6 videos, I think. I'm trying to find new or amateur Flosstubers like myself to watch, as well as the main ones that I always watch. I love the variety. I like to see different things. I like to see things that I don't normally stitch. It's just fun to see what other people are doing. So, let's get right to it. Let's see. So, we're going to start back in April, and I have my handy dandy little 24 hours across stitch calendar, because if I didn't write it down, I wouldn't remember any of it. Let's see. So the day I recorded last week, I just had this urge to work on my full coverage mini Citrine, and this is what she looks like. Sorry for the glare. The sun is really bright today. And this is a Heaven and Earth Designs. So I did a whole bunch of this over here. I got strings hanging everywhere. I'm sorry. It's a hot mess over here. But I got a lot of this done. I just picked a color and just started going to town on page 2. So if I had any extra, I ran into the next page a little bit, but I wanted to just kind of want to work in this area right now. I want to get to her face. Her face is like right here. So I worked on this. And the only time I ever track stitches is when I use Pattern Keeper. Otherwise, I don't count stitches, but Pattern Keeper is pretty handy like that, and it will show you how many stitches that you've done for that day, how many stitches you've done overall, what percentage you're at. So I actually did 336 stitches on this that night, just sitting there watching TV with my husband, and I just really wanted to work on this, and I still feel that way. I still want to work on it. I want to pick it up all the time, but it's MAYnia, so I can't just pick it up. So then, since it was April 30th and MAYnia didn't start until the next day, I thought, well, what am I going to work on? And then I got the email from Linen and Threads. They released the next section a day early. So I was pretty excited about that, and it's not nearly as ginormous as April was. So this is what was released. I'm really hoping that this focuses better if my face isn't in here. So that was the section that was released. And I got threads everywhere, pardon me. And this is on 28 count light gray Jobelin. Let's see. So I got, this is really hard to hold. It's huge. This motif right here, and the start of these flowers, and then this little guy right there. I'm hoping you can see it. So that's what I got done, and I'm just using DMC. DMC 52 is the variegated purple that I'm using, and then I have 5 other purples that that coordinate with it. So I got a bunch of that done, so I have hardly anything left. So if I have time this month, I can actually finish this off, and I feel really good about it. I'm so glad the motif isn't huge. It's like they knew, hey, MAYnia's coming. We want people to be able to stay caught up with this one. So that was that one. And then on the 1st, Bloomtopia from Fat Quarter Shop, they released this tiny little section right here. Just those 5 little motifs. So first thing I did is I got up, I knocked those out, and then moved on to MAYnia. And I'm just using the called for DMC on that one. It's just on light gray Ada. I have a kitten reaching under the door trying to get my project bags. You'll probably hear some thumping. That's her trying to get in. So let's see. Then MAYnia started. So I went through, you guys probably saw my video, or if you didn't, you could always go back and watch it with my MAYnia plans, the last one. And so May 1st was Feels Like Home from Fat Quarter Shop. And this is the little section that was released, a cute little bird. Now, I was a little bummed because I'm just using the DMC on this. You know, you don't know what it's going to look like, and I didn't really want to spend the money on hand-dyed flosses if it was kind of just like, it's okay, I like it, but, you know. So I'm using DMC. And I kind of feel like they didn't put a lot of thought into the DMC conversion. They just wanted everyone to use the hand-dyed flosses. So I did mine, and this is on 28 count white Monaco. And I guess in this light, you can kind of see the wing a little better than when I took a picture of it. But the wing is in, I want to say like 3810. I think it's in 3810. And it's so close to the bird's body. So close. Now, it's growing on me, so I'm not as disappointed as I was when I finished it. But I posted in Kimberly's group. You know, my brain works good sometimes. And I had gotten other comments that people were glad that I had said something because, you know, they wanted to see if they could figure something out. And someone commented, and I probably will not be able to find it right away. The Facebook group is Kimberly's Stitch Squad, but they had commented that I believe 3809 was a better contrast for the wing. So if it's something you're working on and you're going to use DMC and you haven't started it yet, I'm not going to rip the wing out and do it again. I'm just going to leave it. But they had commented that 3809 was a better contrast than 3810. And if I'm wrong about those two colors, I will put that below. I'll edit it because I don't know how to add stuff to my video. Like how people add stuff along the bottom. I don't know how to do that. So anyway, that was May 1st. I did Feels Like Home. And then since I had gotten those two done, let's see, I worked on more of the linen and threads. So I worked on that on the 30th and the 1st because I did Bloomtopia, then I got this done, and then I still had time left in the day. So I worked on more of the linen and threads stitch along. And that one you can find on Linen and Threads website. And then they have free stitch alongs each year. And you just go on and you click on the 2021 and it will bring up all the clues thus far. So you can also find 2019, 2018, 2017, and they're gorgeous designs. Such hard work put into those for free. So check out the Linen and Threads website if you haven't ever seen those stitch alongs before. Obviously, since I'm such a new stitcher, I just discovered them this year. But that 2017 one is calling to me. It's gorgeous. And I'm kind of thinking about it. But right now it's MAYnia, so I'm also trying to hold back a little bit. So let's see. Okay, May 2nd. Sorry, I'm sitting on the floor again, so my calendar's way over here. Spring Awakening. Now I had not as much time as I would have liked, but it was the weather was gorgeous on Saturday. And I was outside a lot with the kids. My 8-year-old started riding on 2 wheels, which was awesome. And so Saturday I worked on, this is Little Dove Designs, and this is Spring Awakening. And this is done on Aida. It's 14 count platinum. And so this is where I got. So some of the border, and then a few little motifs in here. Lots of green. I stitched lots of green. I'm hoping that shows up okay because it's kind of bright in here. The sun is out, but I'm in my son's room again because it's super windy. And last I checked, it was only 41 degrees. Welcome to Northwest Indiana. We have a freeze warning tonight. And I think I'm going to go cover up the flowers that have started to... I mean, none of the flowers are blooming and there's no buds yet, but I don't want them to get stunted. So anyway, Spring Awakening, Little Dove Designs. I really like these and I'm super excited. I don't know, I was in a green mood that day or something. But this will definitely be one that I will pick up. And hopefully all of these I will finish by next May. We'll see. And let's see, then we have the third. Okay, so this is Be Calm. This was a free chart from MAYnia. And I'm just going to do a quick... You can look on her website or her Instagram and go back a couple of posts from her and you'll be able to find that chart and the color conversion. So that is how far I got. And this is 28 count tea-dyed Monaco. I apologize for the fold. I didn't iron anything. I also haven't made any bags this week like I said I was going to. So I'm using all the called for DMC. I'm really hoping this is... There we go. And the only thing is that the colors where Calm is are super close. Because it's black and then a really super dark brown. But I'm hoping it'll show up a little bit better when I get everything else in there. So all I have left are the bees and then the petals on the flowers. So I'm pretty excited. This will be a quick finish after MAYnia. And then I can lend this project bag to a different project that doesn't have one. It's my little bee bag. It looks like honeycomb. Like a weird honeycomb, but... So then we come to Monday. Monday I had a ton of stitching time. I don't know if I was just in the groove or didn't feel like momming that day or what. But this is Boo from Brittercup Designs. Now I used DMC, and this border right here is supposed to be Weeks Dye Works, let's see, jack-o'-lantern. Now, I couldn't find that. I didn't search hard, like I didn't go to eBay or anything like that. But jack-o'-lantern is a variegated floss that is black and orange. So instead, I decided, instead of trying to like mess around and do the orange and then the black and then the orange, I just used 721. And if you'll notice, it's a finish. So I finished this puppy. The only thing, now don't look closely at my French knots, please. On the witch's eyes. They're not good. The spiders are supposed to have French knots for eyes, but I like them like this. I just like them little black spiders. I did those spiders last, and honestly, I just wanted to make all the spiders. The whole thing should be surrounded in spiders. So this is Boo, Brittercup Designs, 28 count tea-dyed Monaco. A start and a finish in one day. I was really excited about that, especially because this little puppy doesn't have a project bag. So yay! Now I can try and decide how I'm going to finish it. I don't really have any Halloween fabric. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but it's definitely going to be one of my first FFOs. So I got Boo done, and I got Boo done right before bed. I might have even stayed up a little bit late just to finish it. So I didn't work on anything else that day. So Tuesday the 5th. Oh, you guys, I love this one. So this is in my little nesting dolls bag. And this is called Bookhouse from Stone Street Stitchworks. I lived in books more than I lived anywhere else. And I am using the called for colors. I did get the hand-dyed flosses, so it's Classic Colorworks Blacksmith Blue and German Chocolate. I believe Eggshell and Hickory Sticks. And then the rest is DMC. So this, I love words. Words stitch up so fast. So that is how far I got on this one. Those trees are going to be a beast though. I mean, look at those trees. I am so excited about those trees. I have a feeling that this will be picked up right away in June. Like as soon as MAYnia is over, I'm getting back to this one. I just love it. It does look a little bit washed out in here. I don't have the overhead light on, but the sun is definitely shining. So, and you can find this one. Someone had asked where to find that. Stone Street Stitchworks. If I can get my mouth moving today. They are on Etsy, and you can find this pattern there from them. Oh, I guess I should put my flosses back. So let's see. Now we have the Wednesday, the 6th. So I did another Halloween one. This is Spooky from Bling Designs. Sorry about that glare. Now this one, I'm trying to remember if it was just one hand-dyed floss. I'm only using one hand-dyed floss. What's that? Oh, so they did call for all hand-dyed. I'm only using Embers, the orange, for the words. Everything else I'm using DMC for. And this is on 16 count J Ada, and I believe it's Picture This Plus. So here's the Ember. It's a fantastic orange. And there's where I got to. Hopefully that looks alright. I mean, it's a little washed out, but I got a lot done on this one. And I love it. I love it. This will definitely be done for this Halloween. And I just made my own size Q-snap for it. This Ada is so soft. And I started out stitching in hand, and I probably got 10 stitches in, and my stitches just didn't look right. They didn't look even. So I threw it in a Q-snap, and I love it. I love it. I mean, look at the little owl. So fantastic. I just love this one. So this one will definitely be, I say that about all of them. I'm going to pick it right back up. And you know, things happen, and then all of a sudden, shiny new stuff starts, and then you end up with 80 whips by the end of the year. And then finally, yesterday, I started Welcome to the Forest from Country Cottage Needleworks. This one, I'll just show you the first part. This is the banner. it's probably not going to focus. Probably not. But Welcome to the Forest is a series. So there's the banner, and then there are more charts that go with it. I mean, look at that deer. It's so cute. We have a little fox and friends. A little trash panda. There's a cottage, and there's a cottage. So these are all, I'm stitching them all in one piece. And I'm using all the called for colors. So I have the classic Colorworks in my handy dandy little baggie. But I did just get some rings. Those are in haul. So that I could put that on a ring and it's not quite so newbie looking. So yesterday, they have the border for this on Country Cottage Needleworks website. You just go on their website, click on Welcome to the Forest, and then the first thing that pops up is the free border, and then it has each of the designs. So, I was not going to do the entire border, because you know how it is with a big border and you miscount. So I just did the top border, and I went down this side, and then I did the white, and then I went down this side. So that way I'm all set to start the banner. I'm pretty excited. I like the way this looks. I hesitated about the white because they're all outlined in white, but I think it's going to look fine. It'll give them a little bit of separation. So, and this is a big old piece of fabric, 28 count tea-dyed Monaco. Being a newer stitcher, I have a lot of less expensive fabrics. Because when you first start out, you don't know about all the things. And then you watch Flosstube and you learn about all the things. I'm very easily enabled. So, that's it for MAYnia starts so far. And then today, I'll go through what I'm going to do the next couple of days. So, today I'm going to start this. And I got my fabric in here. But I'm starting the summer. I'll eventually do the rest of them. But today will be this one. And I'm using DMC for these. So that one's Lizzie Kate Summer Smalls. And that is going to be on 28 count tea-dyed Monaco too. Then, let's see. Today's Friday. Saturday, I'm going to start Welcome to Spring from Cherry Hill Stitchery. And if this was clearance at my local needlework shop, the House of Stitches in LaPorte. But if this is something you're interested in, Cherry Hill Stitchery is on Etsy. And you can go on her Etsy and look. And I know she had at least 2 of these, maybe 3 of them. If you want the entire series, just shoot her a message because she got me the other one I didn't have. So this is Welcome to Spring. And I'm just going to use DMC for these. And it will be on white 28 count Monaco. Then Sunday, Kringles. Sunday I will be starting Kringles. I can only hope it's icky weather to start this one. So this is Little House Needleworks. This one released right at market time. That's one thing I mentioned in a previous video, but I didn't mention today. All of my charts that I'm doing for MAYnia were stash. This one I had ordered as soon as it came out from my LNS. And I'm using 28 count Whisper Lugana. And I'm only using 3 of the classic Colorworks: Campfire, Black Coffee, and Eggshell. All the rest are going to be DMC. But I pulled all my charts that I'm doing for MAYnia from stash. The majority of my fabric was from stash, which means now my fabric stash is basically gone. And I wanted to use as much from stash as I could. I mean, right now my husband and I are furloughed. We are not working. My unemployment has come through. His has not. So I really wanted to stitch from stash, basically. And so Kringles is the newest thing I have received. But that will be on Sunday. And then on Monday, nice and small, Lizzie Kate, Thankful String. And this one, just DMC. And then Tuesday, we have Fuzzy String. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I did manage to have 2 strings in a row, which is fine. So, and then hopefully I'll be back making videos on Wednesdays. I feel like Wednesday's a good day. Things upload easier than they do on a weekend or on a Friday. So those are my plans. And I did have a little bit of haul. So I showed you the metal rings. I got an order from 123 Stitch. I've been waiting impatiently for it, but they're doing the best they can, and I am not complaining. So I have some of these for some of my projects. They have hand-dyed floss. It'll just make it a little bit easier to contain those. And I had gotten this chart. I'm not going to raise it up any higher because the chart is over here on the bottom. This is from Hands On Design. It was the free chart, Choose Happy, Be Well. My LNS actually gave this to me with my last order. And I loved the way it turned out with all the called for. So I really, really wanted to get the called for threads. So I got all of the week's Dyeworks threads. So we have, this one is Flatfish. And yeah, things are going to be just a little bit. What was that one? Aztec Red. And Capri. I feel like I have another chart that uses Capri. So I might have to add that in there. Pepperoncini? Pepperoncini? I don't know. I know it's a little pepper and I don't need it. And Yukon Gold. And these look a lot brighter than they are, but so these will be with this chart. And I'm trying to remember which design this was for. Almost Halloween, that's what it was. Almost Halloween is by the Drawn Thread, and I got the 2 Threadworks colors that are called for. So they don't say on here. Hold on. Oh. I'm losing my mind. Bust out my handy dandy little, there we go, Almost Halloween. So they are Spanish Olives and Pottery. So I'm pretty excited about those. They're neat colors. I've never used Threadworks before. This will be a first for me. And honestly, I'm new to hand-dyed floss anyway. I'm new to everything. So that was my haul. And I do have a little bit more coming in. I ordered a pattern from Fat Quarter Shop, the Starlit Snowflake. I think it's gorgeous. And I'm going to make one for each of us. So I'll use my favorite color, my husband's favorite color, and then each of my kids, I'll let them pick their color. And I would like to do those for Christmas and hang them on the wall. Oh, and I forgot. So I was watching Shiloh, X-Stitch MD, and she had mentioned a shop on Etsy called, it's 2x2 stitch art. It's 2x2 stitch art on Etsy. And down a rabbit hole, all of her patterns right now are half off. So I saved them all in my Dropbox. Let me pull them up so you can see them really good. Maybe. So, I mean, these patterns, $2. $2 for a pattern. $2.50. I fell in love with them though. So, and it only shows the chart. Technology. Hold please. I can't talk and do this at the same time or I'll completely mess it up. So, here we go. All right, so the first one, oh, it's not even gonna focus. All that work and it's not gonna focus. So this one is called Nature Cross Stitch Pattern, but it's got a cat on it and the moon. I guess that's a little bit better. And then I got, this one is just flowers and the moon, and I'm actually gonna do the teal colors in the first one and this one, and then hang them downstairs in my craft room. I'm gonna hang them next to each other. And I don't know if I'm gonna finish it in a hoop or finish it square. They actually show it right here in a square frame. And I kind of like that. I kind of like it a little bit better. And then the last one I got, I might change up the colors a little bit, but my half bath downstairs that will eventually be done, I thought about doing this in shades of purple, more of like blue purples instead of like pinky purples, and putting that in my bathroom downstairs. So I think that's it for purchases this week. I can't help it. I get on Etsy and then, just right down the rabbit hole. So I did have a question for everyone. My knitting bug is coming back. And I know a lot of people prefer when they watch Flosstube just to see cross stitch. So I'm kind of curious if anyone would be interested in me doing knitting at the end of my videos, if the knitting bug is actually back at the end, or would you like a completely separate video with knitting stuff? So just let me know in the comments. I'm figuring out the show notes a little better, so I will put a lot of the links to the stuff I've done this week. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I did have a question from, oh no, I can't remember. But it was about my Game of Swans conversion. So if you look back on the first video, I believe, I listed out my conversion for Game of Swans on her comment. And if it'll let me edit the show notes, I will put those in the show notes of that video, so it's easier to find instead of scrolling through the comments. One other thing that I watched yesterday was Cherry Hill Stitchery, I have a couple of her patterns that I'm doing. She has started a Flosstube, and right now so far they're more like tutorials on how to finish your items. And so I watched all 6 of hers yesterday. And her 6th one, she actually offers a free pattern, and it says temporarily unwelcome. It's amazing. So I'm definitely going to get that and stitch that up probably in June. I thought about being funny and putting it in my office when I go back to work, and then just leaving it up forever, and then maybe no one will come in my office. We'll see. Who knows? So that's all I have for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for all the kind comments and shout outs. And if you've heard anyone else mention me, please let me know. I had no idea that Becca had even shouted me out. I haven't gotten that far in her videos yet, and I don't know if it was on a video, if it was on Instagram. So if you hear someone mention me, please let me know. I would love to thank them for it. So that's all I have for this week. I hope you guys have a great week. I hope your MAYnia is going well, if you're doing MAYnia, And if you're not doing MAYnia, I hope you're getting some stitching time in while you're stuck at home. And if you are still working, I hope stitching brings you a little bit of comfort and stress relief. So I will see you guys next week. Bye!